All right, good morning, Alta Realty Group agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing. And today we're going to go through a bunch of, I'd say, kind of ancillary products that come with our agent marketing system, and a lot of stuff that I don't see our agents using and I think will be helpful. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that stuff today. Before I get involved, let's bring Bill Seitz, our CEO of Clearview Mortgage, on the line with us. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, good morning, Kevin. How are you?
Doing great. How are you today?
Awesome. Beautiful day.
No doubt. Beautiful spring day and mid-April now. We want to congratulate Mark Stacy for winning our video contest that we had. He was one of the few people that actually came to me and said, "Hey, I don't know how to make a video. Can you help me?" And so we went through that together, and I think I showed you guys that video, but anyway, you can see it on our Facebook channel, or I'm sorry, on our Facebook page, and just a good thing to do. Keep making those videos, keep making little promotional things. So good job, Mark. Bill, what's going on today in mortgage land?
Well, the thing I'm looking at today, Kevin, is the Federal Reserve is announcing their minutes from their March meeting. So there'll be some language certainly in that later this morning with what they anticipate they're going to be doing, even though we kind of know it's going to be a very limited, they're not really going to tinker with it too much, but I guess they are concerned a little bit with the market heating up and inflation. So we'll see what they kind of the noise that they're making regarding that, and that will have at least some small impact on mortgage rates.
Yeah, no real surprise there, right?
No, and if you look at that 10-year Treasury, I think our last training was last Wednesday. Obviously, I believe that was April 1st, and it was about 10 basis points higher than it is today. So mortgage rates have actually come down over the last 3 or 4 days, which has been nice. I actually got to lock a couple of loans yesterday that were teetering on where I needed them to be and where I was hoping them to be. And it's always nice when that works out in that favor. It works out for the client, and it works out, for us as well. So yeah. Anyways, we'll be keeping an eye on that. There's just definitely seems to be a little more volatility in the mortgage market, but people have just gotten spoiled.
To say the least. Yeah, I don't think we'll see money that cheap ever again in our lifetimes. I would imagine, but hey.
No, I don't think so either.
Historic lows. And then obviously putting it into perspective, you go back to the 80s, and people were just ecstatic to get an 8% rate and that kind of stuff. So it's all relative, but should be at least low enough to keep the market going pretty well for now.
Yeah, well, no, 100%. And I think that if as long as the market I read somewhere yesterday that California is supposed to be fully reopened by I think it was June 7th or June 15th. They're supposed to be the whole state is supposed to be completely reopened. So I think it's going to be a very busy late spring, summer real estate market. And I think you're going to have a lot of sellers now that are going to feel more comfortable putting their homes in the market. And I think it's going to loosen up on the inventory. So I think we're going to have a very, very busy, active, late spring, early summer home buying season.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Good to hear. I agree. All right, cool. Well, thanks, Bill. Appreciate the update there. So with the the 10-year Treasury is obviously a good measure, and so this little graph that we bring up every week is probably a good one for you guys to just kind of keep as a bookmark. So I've got this one bookmarked for me, so I suggest you guys do the same. So today we're going to talk about our agent marketing system. I talk about it all the time, but there's quite a few features that I first of all, I see not a lot of our agents using, and I know they're really, really powerful. So the first one I want to talk about is our agent marketing systems. They come with a chat feature. So you can actually, on your website, you can have, somebody come to your site and they can chat with you while you're on your site. So let's just go to Tim's site here. So we log in and, oh, there's a little thing down here, chat. And actually, if we go in here and just refresh, here, this is his actual chat software. So now if we go here and we refresh, we have a little chat feature and we can chat. Click on here. Hey, and actually I was here earlier, so I said I need a house. So anyway, that interfaces with, this little system called SmartSup, and SmartSup is free, or they at least have a free version. And so in our agent marketing system, all we have to do is we go to this settings area right here and we go to account options. And you can literally go, here's where we can set up our live chat code. And you can literally go to smartsup.com, click on SmartSup, create your free profile within a couple minutes. And then they give you this little code that you copy and then you paste right into this little area, save the chat settings, and then boom, it is enabled on your site. And I know with a paid version of this little SmartSup, it can connect to your smartphone and you can basically be texting back and forth, when somebody comes to your website. So a really good idea, I think, especially for realtors to have that feature. In today's day and age, people want stuff instantly. They don't want to wait for anything really, so instant gratification wins out, quite a bit. So definitely would like to see more of our agents taking advantage of this particular feature. Like I said, super easy to set up. Another thing that you can do is you can also set this up with Facebook chat. And so Facebook chat works very similar, but it just interfaces with your Facebook Messenger. And there's other, chat platforms that it'll basically, the agent marketing system will work with. So super easy. It's not, this is as hard as it gets, this little bit of code that you just, have to copy and paste from the SmartSup app or the SmartSup program. So super, super easy. And I think it's a really, really underutilized, great thing for our realtors to stay, right in front of people. And of course, if they don't want to chat with you, they're not gonna, but having that option really makes you, available, especially when we're doing marketing, we're sending people to our website. We want to be able to capture them. And we also want to be able to, interface with them. So along those same lines, our agent marketing websites, they also come with let me just pull up Tim's. The agent marketing websites, they also come with the ability to capture leads when people come to the website with a pop-up. So pop-ups are really, really important, I think, especially when you want somebody to come to your website and you don't want to kick them off. Okay, so I don't want people to think that, if we have these pop-up windows that, people are going to come to your website and then they can't get out of that pop-up. That is annoying, and that is not something that's good for our real estate business. So what we do is we click on our pop-up window here. We turn our pop-up on. And then we want to make sure that this right here is the pop-up delay. So how many seconds it takes for this little window to pop up, when somebody comes to your site. So I think you want to give these people at least 15 seconds. They can come on your site and kind of check some stuff out. Then the pop-up window comes up. But the most important thing, let me just save this real quick. The most important thing is to make sure that this pop-up comes up and you can click off of it. So let me just go to the website now. Actually, let me save it. So now if we go to Tim's website, we can browse the site for a while. We can cruise around. We can do whatever we want to do. But 15 seconds later, that pop-up window is going to pop up, but we also have a little X in the upper right corner. So people can X out of it. There's also, so we can say, oh, you know what? No, thank you. But we're at least asking for the information, right? I can just click off of it and that pop-up window won't bug me again until I come back to the site. You know, if I click out of the site and come back to the site, it's definitely going to come back up. So I think it's a really important thing for people to enable the pop-up. Again, you just go here, turn it on, and you can, you know, there's all kinds of stuff. You can change the image. You can make it pretty. You can have this say something besides, you know, looking to buy or sell your home. You could say whatever you want here. This is a web editor, just like the rest of the website, or just like the rest of the agent marketing site. So those are two, I say, underutilized features of the agent marketing site. Let's see, another one is when we have our single property websites, we have the ability, first of all, let me just take a look. Site looks great, right? But we can change everything we want on these single property websites just the same way that we can change everything on our personal website. So from this screen, and again, this is, you know, properties. So from this screen, we can click on layout, and this will open up a complete property site editor. So if we want to edit the site the same way we edit our personal websites, we can do this. And so we can, you know, change the homepage image, and this will load up all the other images that I loaded up or that came up with the MLS, you know, when you upload your property from the MLS. You can also change any of the information here. Same thing, you can just put your cursor wherever you want, change whatever you want on the fly, and, you know, make the exact changes that you want to this website. So, and that's another thing that I don't really see a lot of agents doing. It's not that necessary, but if there's something that you really want to change on your single property website, you certainly can hop into this little area. Again, let me show you. So from property, just click on layout. So layout is how you can open up the property site builder or the site editor. And then you can also, in this builder settings area, you can change all this stuff kind of globally, right? So you can, you know, make kind of global settings. And so when your property websites get created automatically, some of these settings are also featured. So that's, and Bill, any takeaways so far?
I like the pop-up where it's asking if you're interested in buying or selling your, you know, a home.
Yeah.
That is a nice feature. They added that recently, right?
Yeah, it was added probably 6 months ago, really, but yeah, fairly recent.
And I do like the chat feature. I know chat is not, I feel it's not good for every type of business, but in the real estate business, I do feel like it is good, is a good option. Like you said, people want information, they want it now, especially if they're identifying a property or identifying something that they want information on. They pretty much are hoping to get it within seconds and not minutes or hours.
Yeah.
So I think that is a nice feature to definitely take a look at.
Yeah. And then one other feature that I'll never stop talking about is the text marketing feature. So all of our agent marketing systems, they come with the ability to create a text code, a unique text code. So you can say something like, you know, Tim's Homes. And we can say, click here. And then of course we can, whoops. And then of course we can put a URL here, and we can send people to wherever we want. So again, the text messaging feature, it allows us to have somebody text the word Tim's Homes to 79564, and we can send them anywhere we want. Okay. So what's great about this system is, normally what we do is we use this with our sign writers, or we use them with our for sale signs. So we'll create a sign writer that says, text the word Tim's Homes to 79564 to see all the information about this property, or to see all the property details. So that way somebody driving by can text that code Tim's Homes to 79564, and they're going to see your single property website. So, and of course, the great news about that is, let me grab his info. This is the URL of his single property website. All we have to do is go edit and put the single property website URL right here. We save it. And now anybody that visits or does that exercise, they're going to get sent a link to this website, so they can see all the property info, right? Now, the great news there is, say we sell this property. So 555 Main Street gets sold, Tim gets paid, we move on, and he gets another listing. Well, we can use the same writer, because all we have to do is click in here and change this URL to the new property website URL. So I know a lot of agents have a hard time kind of, getting that, understanding that, or wrapping their heads around that. But just schedule a training with me and we can go through it. And by the time we go through a training a couple times, you'll totally have it down, and it's super easy. So we click save, and the new property or the new property that has this sign right out in front, now we can use that again. So you can use these over and over again. And again, I just don't see enough of our agents using that. It's so easy. And I know in today's market, getting tons of offers on one property, but you still want to be able to capture those leads as people drive by. Again, what happens is somebody does that, they put in that code, they're going to end up in our CRM, in our leads area, in our clients. So they'll end up here, right? So that's basically our text marketing area. Then we also have the ability to, and I know this is kind of an old school thing at this point, QR codes, but we're starting to see them come back, especially with COVID. When you go into a restaurant now, you'll see a lot of times, instead of them giving you a menu, they hand you a little card and they say, here, scan the little QR code, this little guy, and you're gonna have your menu on your phone. So we can use the same kind of technology. We can create QR codes for just about anything we want. So if we want to create one for a URL, we click URL. We can also do a text, right? We can also do message, phone, contact. We can really do anything we want with these QR codes. So say we want to send somebody, you want to have something on your business card that will send somebody to your properties or to your website. You can put in, or maybe even just a property website. So we copy that URL and we can paste it right in here. And we can give ourselves, some kind of a unique little code. And so we'll say something like Tim's site. Click generate and save. And now we have a unique little code, and we can, download the JPEG, or we can download the GIF or the PNG file, or we can share the HTML, and we can print that, or we can put it on our business cards, or we can put it anywhere we want, or in any kind of printed material. And if somebody scans this with their phone, they're going to go to the website that we told them to. So it's a super, super fun technology to use. Like I said, it was kind of going away, But now I'm seeing it come back because, of COVID. People don't want to, hand you something and have COVID all over it or something. So we really saw the QR codes kind of come back. Bill, have you seen, QR codes more recently in your experience?
I actually have started to see them come back. I agree with that. But yeah, people may be afraid of, I don't know. That was funny, Kevin, about
Don't touch it.
yeah. Oh my gosh. That's just too much. But yeah,
Yeah, totally.
I have seen that just lately, and oh, here they are again.
Yeah. And the other thing that happened with QR code technology is you used to have a QR code reader. You'd have to download a QR code reader. Now all iPhones, I'm sure it's probably the same with Androids, but iPhones, you just take your camera out and you just put it up to the you put your camera up to the QR code, and then it brings up that site. So they've made it much easier. And so, those two things have created, kind of the resurgence of QR codes. So you guys can create as many as you want here. You can send people wherever you want. So utilize them, mess around with them, use them in your marketing, especially for anything that you're going to print. It's super easy to have, the website and the little QR code, and people kind of like, it's almost fun to do. So don't hesitate to use our little dynamic QR code creator in agent marketing. Next one is, we also have the ability to create forms. And so if you want to just create like a nice little contact form, you can create all kinds of different contact forms, and you can create them from scratch, and you can add any fields that you want. So you can use this for just about anything. You could even, create like a little survey. You can do all kinds of stuff with these little form builders. And so I don't see very many agents using the form builders, but they're kind of nice. You can create these, and then you can embed them onto, certain pages within your site. So again, that is in leads and in form builders right here. Another great little feature of the site is these pre-built sites. So you've got, these come with all of your agent marketing systems. So you can click on, my list. If you have properties, you can, and they are, in the MLS, and your system is connected to the MLS, you can click on this and it'll list all of your properties that you have for sale. List with me, these are kind of cool. They're just little landing pages that are already built for you. And you can, take this little URL and you can put it into social media, and you have a nice little, landing page that you can send people to. Same thing with the CMA reports. All three of these are identical, and they are just, hey, put in your street address, submit it, and I'll get back to you with the CMA. It's not like an automatic CMA creator. But yeah, all three of these go to the same exact landing page. And then a little, SBO, FISBO prospecting, same kind of thing. Let me help you. You're never going to sell this by yourself. Let me help you out. So a nice little landing page for that. So cool little landing pages. And then if none of those work for you, there's also the ability to create landing pages, and you can create any one of these, 7 little landing page things. Maximize the value of your home. Here's another maximize the value of your home. What's my home worth in today's market? So these are all great to use in social media. They're very conducive to posting and, putting them into social media, especially Facebook, getting people to fill out the form. Yeah, I want to know what my home's worth. So you guys can experiment with these. Again, unsure of how to use it in your own program 2, 3, or 4, just book an appointment with me, calendly.com/Alta Realty Group. And I love working one-on-one with agents, so don't hesitate to do that. And I know we're running out of time, but one last thing is this little design lab, which is kind of cool. So here you can create, a Facebook cover image. Some people are, hey, how do I create a nice Facebook cover image that's the exact dimensions and looks really nice? Well, you can create them in this little design lab here. And so, you know, and it'll give you a couple little templates and all that kind of stuff. And of course you can, you know, completely customize all of those. So the design lab is kind of fun to mess around with. Same thing with little square digital ads. It'll help you create little, you know, posts for social media, property info cards, and then all these different little print items. The agent marketing system does come with a nice little print shop. They have a print shop in house. And so you could even design trifolds, postcards, door hangers, and all that kind of stuff with the design lab. So all really cool, you know, aspects to the agent marketing system. Bill, any takeaways? I know we ran out of time, but any overall takeaways about the agent marketing system?
No, it's such a robust platform that you can do quite a lot with it. And I think it's important to at least kind of identify a few different features and start to master those features and use them to help your business.
Yeah, and good point. The most important thing, of course, is get everybody into your CRM. You know, the client management relations system is the most important thing. So you got to get all of your people into one CRM. If you're not using this CRM, use a CRM. But the great thing about the agent marketing system is it is easy to use. And, you know, there are so many CRMs out there, but most of the other CRMs are very, very robust, but very difficult to learn how to use. And so I just, you know, we've used those in the past, and we don't see agents using those systems because they're too difficult to learn. So one thing that I think is really important is to have a system that the agents will actually adopt and actually use. So
that's a good point too, Kevin, because I think that's just technology in general. And I think for a lot of us, you know, why we are learning the technology, but there's an overkill point where the technology is just, it says, oh, it can do this and do that for you, but really it's not a easy to use type of, or easy to adopt, you know, to grasp and to start, you know, it just taking too much time to kind of understand it. And it's just too robust. So it's like, you need kind of the version I think that agent marketing has is a good one that does what needs to be done with your CRM, but it doesn't try to do too much.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing that we're noticing is they continue to push the envelope. They continue to add technology. And so I'm really I feel comfortable that, you know, as technology changes, they're starting to add different things. They're creating different ways for us to interface with technology. So we're in good hands with them.
And one last thing, Kevin, switching gears here. We did the March Madness, the brackets did finish off on Monday. We didn't have a ton of people join. We tried to get people to sign up for that. Maybe next year we'll do a little better push on it, and you know, we won't mandate it, but we'll prod everybody. But I thought Greg Jones was going to be the guy. You know, I was kind of like writing it off because my pool went to crap, and but I did look at it this morning, and somehow I finished on top. Kevin, you finished number 2.
I saw that. Yes.
Greg and Calvin 3 and 4, and a couple below that. So, anyways, that was fun. It went back and forth, and you know, Baylor ended up taking it out. So
I know none of us got that right. We all had Gonzaga. But
yeah. Very rarely does the Darling team take it right. They always somehow trip up.
I mean, good for Baylor too. You know, they did a great job. So
absolutely. So, anyways, that was fun. Next year we'll push a little harder, and maybe we'll dangle a bigger carrot, so that'll get people to get involved.
Big time. Yeah, nice work, Greg. I thought you were gonna have it too. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on the webinar. Appreciate it as usual. And get out there, make it a productive week and a great week. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday on the webinar. Bye-bye.